Hey friends, so in this video we're going to recreate the UI for one of my favorite apps, ChatGPT, which sort of took the internet by storm, launching last year in November and has only sort of picked up in popularity over the last couple of months. So before we grab screenshots of the web app, if you haven't yet already done so, I encourage you to duplicate the Figma file template. So you can do that by using the link that I will include in the YouTube video, opening up the link, and then in the browser you should be able to basically see a view that looks something like this, because if you open the link in the browser, it will open up the Figma file, and you should have an opportunity to essentially duplicate the file, and it will duplicate the Figma file to your drafts section inside your Figma instance. But this is what it looks like once you open the link. Click duplicate, it will duplicate the file for you to your Figma instance in the draft section, and then from there you can kind of reorganize it out of your drafts and into a particular team. So after you have done that, you should basically have access to everything that is in this Figma file template. Like I mentioned, there should be tons of pages here. We're going to be focusing on this particular page, 3.3.3, recreating high quality UI screens, otherwise known as high fidelity UI screens. Okay, so after you have duplicated the file, I would encourage you to follow along with me. You can go to this website, chat.openai.com, and that will take you to this login screen. And because I've already sort of signed up here, I'm going to click login. But before I do that, I'm going to use this Chrome extension called GoFullPage, which I'll also include in the YouTube video. But GoFullPage is essentially a Chrome extension that lets you quickly take a screenshot, right? So if I click this, what's going to happen is it'll generate a screenshot like that, and then I can right click this, copy, image copy to clipboard, and then go over to Figma and then paste. All right, and then by pasting it, I'm going to have like a really wide width by default, and I know that this value here, 3584, is the pixel width, but I know that my screen is actually not 3,584 pixels. So how do I find out what my screen width is in terms of pixels? You go to this website, whatismyscreenresolution.org, and you'll see that it'll tell you exactly what your screen resolution is in terms of your current screen width and your current screen height in terms of pixels, right? So I know that it's 1792 is the width. So when I click the screenshot, I'm going to make sure that it's locked so the proportions are going to scale correctly, update this to say 1792, and boom, now I have a sort of proportional screenshot of the ChatGPT login page, just like that, right? And in fact, I already did this earlier, and I have a screenshot of both the login page, the initial sort of login page. When you click in login, it asks you to log in with your email or with Google or your Microsoft or Apple account. I'll continue with Google. I will also grab this screen here to make sure I have this one. And then, oops, let me do that again. Copy, like that. Make sure this is all using the right size. I'm going to throw all this into an auto layout using Shift A. So what I just did there was highlighted all the images and then did a hotkey Shift A to put everything in auto layout. And then I'm going to manipulate the spacing here on the left between all these images now that they are inside a frame called frame 1. Rename the frame, doing Command R. This is going to be ChatGPT screenshots. Okay, and so there's actually 1, 2, 3 screens before I can get to the actual login screen or the landing screen. So if I click my personal email here, it'll log me into ChatGPT. And this is sort of the landing page experience for ChatGPT. There's a bunch of icons here that you can click, and then some prompts that you can start clicking, and it'll immediately start a conversation. So this is what we're going to be designing, these sort of 4 screens here, and I'll see how long it takes me to get through all of them. All right, but now that I have all my screenshots and I put it inside this frame here, and again, there's a number of ways you can get screenshots. You can use this Chrome extension, GoFullPage. You can also watch my other video where I go over various different screenshot tools. In Mac, you can have a default screenshot. If you do Command Space to type and search for screenshot, you can actually grab screenshots like this and change where you save the screenshot. Right now I have screenshots being saved to the clipboard, and I can trigger the screenshot using Command Shift 4. So doing stuff like that will take a screenshot here, right? And I can copy this and paste it directly into Figma. So that's sort of how I grabbed each of these screenshots. Also, quick note in terms of Figma page navigation. So again, on the left and right side, there's 2 side panels to hide or show them. In Mac, it's Command period. In Windows, I believe it's Control / or Control period. And then on the left-hand side, this is the Layers panel to hide the Pages section, because I'm not working with the pages here. I am actively staying in this single page. So I'm going to click this little drop down here in the top right, which is where you can expand or collapse the pages area. It'll show me the 3 layers in this page. So I have 3 top most level layers here: project steps, lesson skills, which both of these are inside a frame that has Autolayout, and ChatGPT screenshots, which is also a frame that has Autolayout because of this icon here in Figma. All right, so now that I have all my screenshots, the next thing I'm going to do is actually log back out here and use Chrome to inspect these fonts a little bit. So you'll notice that they're using, if I zoom in here and use Chrome, I'm using Chrome as a browser, but you don't have to use Chrome. All you have to do is right click and hit inspect. And what inspect does is it sort of turns on this web mode where you can start to see all the spacing and all the CSS and text values of a website. Underneath here, this is the Chrome Developer Console, and you'll see right out the gate all the various elements that are comprising this website. Okay, I could probably make a whole video on that, but that's sort of all you need to know now. And this website, this particular sort of sign in, login screen is pretty simple in that all that it has is a logo, a bit of text, 2 buttons here, terms of use, privacy policy. All right, so not too difficult. What we will need to extract, however, are this SVG logo here, and just get a sense of the font sizes. So let's see, these are 16 pixels in font size. The buttons themselves are 14 pixels. They're using a green color here, which we'll grab. And yeah, that's pretty simple. The last thing to grab is the SVG logo. So there's another Chrome extension that I would recommend called SVG Grabber. If you search SVG Grabber, it should be the first link here. And I highly encourage you to install this Chrome extension. But essentially, what this lets me do is if I click this, it'll actually make it really easy to download the ChatGPT logo. So once I have that downloaded, I'm going to push my Chrome page to the side and drag this file here into the UI. And this is currently all black, but I want it to be inverted white. So how I did that is if you click any frame, Figma will automatically show you the colors that are being used, and then you can update those colors, the selected colors. So originally this was black, and I can change the hex color from 00000 to 3 Fs, which will automatically fill the rest with Fs, and I just know the hex color FFF by default is all white. So this is going to be the ChatGPT logo. Okay, close these files out. The next really cool thing I'm going to show you, there's a plugin called Recognize. And Recognize is a Figma file. So if I type Recognize, oops, maybe I don't have it, so I'm going to go get it. Find some plugins, search for Recognize, run. What it does is it uses image recognition technology to essentially scrape an image and extract all the text. So if it loads here, recognize, select anything with text, recognize. Nope, and of course it doesn't want to do that now. So I am going to stop the video for now and sort of call this part done. I'll see you in the next video. I think we covered a lot in this video, from just a recap, a bunch of sort of Chrome extensions that I can't live without, GoFullPage being one, SVG Grabber being another, and then taking screenshots, resizing them, putting them inside a frame with Autolayout. I think that is a lot already. So I'm going to stop here and then move on to the next video. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.